Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring?
Have you been keeping up with the recent WNBA drama? It's definitely heating up.
With that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
The current MVP, jaWilson, is experiencing a slump, and people are starting to take notice.
It's like, wow, Caitlin Clark comes out of Iowa, and I started saying, after her junior year in college, like, hey man, she's the biggest star in college sports. And then after what she did at Iowa her senior year, I started saying, hey, I think she's going to be the biggest star in.
Remember that Nike ad where jaWilson emphasized winning? Well, that's starting to come back to haunt her now.
And we've never seen this. This is a woman in America that is going to dwarf the men in terms of popularity and influence. Driving, we haven't seen this since Tiger.
Absolutely. It's a bizarre turn of events. In that crucial game against New York, jaWilson seemed to vanish in the fourth quarter, managing only 2 points when her team desperately needed her to step up. That's not what you'd expect from an MVP. It feels like her entire season has taken a nosedive, and people are definitely starting to notice.
WNBA's never had anything. Nothing. Cheryl Miller couldn't really move the needle. Candace Parker couldn't really move the needle. Now they have this woman.
Could you clarify what you mean by less? Are you looking for a shorter version or something different? Let me know.
She's made the WNBA relevant. And I'm like, why isn't she being promoted? And how did Nike get her at such a reasonable, wasn't it at 22 or 32?
$28 million over 8 years.
Over 8 years. I'm like, that doesn't add up to.
You might be wondering who could challenge the reigning champ, right? Well, get ready, because there's a young player making some serious waves.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Remember when rookies used to sit back and learn the ropes? Well, Caitlin Clark clearly didn't get that memo. She's not just playing the game. She's dominating it like she's been in the league for years.
Some of this might be a little bit of revisionist history. Going into we all sat here and argued that she should go back to Iowa.
Yeah.
Because she would die and get swallowed up in the WNBA and everybody would stop watching her. That's when Nike struck.
Remember when rookies used to sit back and learn? Caitlin Clark clearly didn't get that memo. She's dominating the game like a seasoned pro.
I thought like, hey, this will be over with after college, and said so on this show. And my memory, and it could be wrong, but within 72 to what's 72 times 86, 96 hours? Is it 24 times 7 plus 20, 96? Within 4 days, I'm telling you, I think I had pivoted to, I
definitely pivoted after the WNBA draft. For sure you were pivoted by then, so it was before there was a game.
Okay.
Let's dive into Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation turning the WNBA upside down. She's not just playing for the Indiana Fever. She's revolutionizing the game.
It wasn't a long process of me going, hey, I think this will be over, to, holy cow, this woman's going to be the biggest star in sports. And I'm not Nike. They're experts at this.
Can you believe it? The same team that started off with a rocky 1-7 record is now catching everyone's attention.
They were able to see, and again, you weren't around at this time, but it's like when Michael Jordan left North Carolina, it's not just his size that two centers went ahead of him. No one fully understood what he was going to be in the NBA. And there's a guy at Nike that they made the movie about, that Matt Damon played or whatever. Sonny Vaccaro.
They were at the bottom of the league, just above Washington, and couldn't win a game to save their lives.
Back when Nike stock was around its all-time high, I wrote a 5,000-word essay on the corporation's awkwardly angry play for female customers. At the time I wrote it back in 2021, I couldn't foresee that the mega corp would sign history's biggest women's college basketball phenom in 2022. How fortuitous. I also couldn't foresee that this player would maintain the fame momentum through her interest into the WNBA, where she'd finish all first team as a rookie, and who could have predicted her games would average more than 1 million viewers, contrasted against the games of other players that would register 300K. Road arenas packed where she goes, crowds of girls wearing her jerseys. Nike signed her through 8 years at a cheap rate. You tell me that, and I assume Nike's doing fantastic in 2024, because it sounds like you're describing a billion-dollar athlete who suddenly appeals to previously unreached demos. The apparel behemoth has majority male customers and has long craved similar success with women. Fortunately, they signed the woman to build a brand.
The Fever have been featured in 3 out of 4 televised games this season, attracting an impressive average of 1.3 million viewers.
Pretty cool. It's got I feel like it's Fever, but it's also Iowa, so you get the best of both worlds. I have another one that you'll probably see me wear later on that is even more Fever, so just wait for that one. But yeah, you got the yellow. They look a little similar to the Bruce Lees that I wear, but like still different. I like the gold swoosh. It's the black and yellow. You can't go wrong. It's just the best color. Honestly, I didn't design these ones. I just said, yes, I love them. Please give them to me. So they do their job. They do it really well. So they're pretty cool.
His signature shoe in his rookie season. When can we expect yours?
I don't make those decisions, so you'll have to wait and see.
Adidas has quickly embraced Caitlin Clark, especially with Billie Jean King, a sports icon and Adidas ambassador, recently praising her for an exceptional season and her Rookie of the Year win.
Caitlin, if and when Caitlin gets her own shoe, can we expect you to wear it?
For sure, anything for C-Square. She better give me all the colors I want, though.
Has she given you any hints as to what it might be like? Anything?
No, not at all. But I'm sure that when it comes out, she's gonna make sure that we kind of get an experience of it. That's just the kind of person she is. So I can expect once she establishes what she wants to do and how it goes, we'll be one of the first people to see it. I hope.
Clark has turned this underdog team into genuine contenders.
Sure. And whether we think that the Aces are as dominant as they were in the past or not, they are still the defending 2-time champs. That is a great measuring stick game. That is a great confidence booster. That is a galvanizer.
And get this, she's leading the league in assists, outpacing all the other rookies by an impressive 25. That's amazing.
The Aces aren't who we thought they were until they get to the playoffs. Like, there's so many other storylines heading into the playoffs now that are pretty interesting with what we are going to see or not see from them.
But Clark isn't just about scoring. She's creating opportunities for her teammates with some incredible passes.
They have been so fun to watch.
Yes. They
Her court vision is exceptional, reminiscent of some of the all-time greats. Honestly, I didn't expect this level of play from her during her college days.
People who listen, the people who have watched me cover college women's basketball for the last 3.5 years. I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan.
Definitely.
I am a huge Caitlin Clark fan, as most of us are. Anyone who likes basketball likes Caitlin Clark. Does she have haters? I'm sure that she does. There isn't a single very famous player walking this earth that does not.
Her court vision is impeccable, and now her teammates are ready to catch the ball. They trust she's going to get it where it needs to be. But y'all,
the Fever are still a young team who, as we mentioned, haven't been in this
they
spot.
look like they grew up right before our eyes.
Yeah, like they're still a young team who is riding so much momentum right now. In any other year, if Caitlin comes right out of college and has the sort of gauntlet run that she's had to have, I would say, yeah, rest her. Get her some. They had the Olympic break. She had a month off, which is a huge part of why you're seeing so much of this team be re-energized.
Sure, she was a scoring machine who shattered records, but her passing game is on a whole other level.
But I think MVP. Now, I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating, but jaWilson is the best player in the game.
is this behind the back pass? Come on now. I love it. I love it. And that wasn't just one time. She does that on a frequent and drops it right there. Perfect. perfect to Aaliyah Boston.
So let me just sprinkle in, because you mentioned AB. 2 of those highlights, I believe, were a Clark-Boston connection. Those 2 have been the second best scoring duo in the league behind jaWilson and Jackie Young. It has been so incredibly efficient. The last time we were all together for the show, we talked so much about their pick and roll together. But to me, the numbers bear it out. They've been on terrific tear since the All-Star break, but it also looks like they're playing with joy.
And just for the record, Caitlin isn't much of a defender either, though she can and she will steal the basketball. She's 15th in the WNBA in steals. Pretty good.
We're talking about passes that can rival the best in the game, like those from LeBron James, whether it's a smooth bounce pass or a long throw across the court.
I think that Indiana is a problem. And the way that they are playing as of late, when you look at the numbers of what Caitlin Clark has done, her improvement and how she has adjusted to the speed of the game, and her players have gotten used to playing with her. She knows how to lay it out on a dime.
Caitlin Clark is showcasing skills that are exceptional for the WNBA, and she's beginning to challenge jaWilson for the title of the best player in the league.
Her court vision is impeccable, and now her teammates are ready to catch the ball. They trust she's going to get it where it needs to be. But y'all,
the Fever are still a young team who, as we mentioned, haven't been in this
they
spot.
look like they grew up right before our eyes.
Yeah, like they're still a young team who is riding so much momentum right now. In any other year, if Caitlin comes right out of college and has the sort of gauntlet run that she's had to have, I would say, yeah, rest her. Get her some. They had the Olympic break. She had a month off, which is a huge part of why you're seeing so much of this team be re-energized.
Sorry, it's gotten to the point where Rookie of the Year is over 2-3 weeks ago. All of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is starting to push jaWilson for MVP of this league, and I am not exaggerating.
I don't see anyone controlling the game the way Caitlin can. She's truly a rare talent that comes around once in a generation.
People who listen, the people who have watched me cover college women's basketball for the last 3.5 years, I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan.
Definitely.
I am a huge Caitlin Clark fan, as most of us are. Anyone who likes basketball likes Caitlin Clark. Does she have haters? I'm sure that she does. There isn't a single very famous player walking this earth that does not.
Starting to push Asia as the best player in the league because I don't see anybody control a game the way Caitlin can.